Yo, you tuning into the Notion Podcast. I'm your host, Dizzy D Spill, and you are tuning in to Outlawed Opinions. We've been doing this a minute. It is just me today. You know, my co-hosts be having things they got going on. Life is very interesting, folks, and I'm not gonna take too much of your time just explaining that. But yeah, the weird consistency you see with me and my co-hosts is we're all busy doing really great things. Some things are self-improving, other things are better for the show and things of that nature. So that's why you don't always see Jelani and why you don't always see Poe. But just know everything is definitely going well. Couldn't ask for more. But we're not going to waste any time with the rambling. We finna get into it. I hope everybody's doing well. We got a lot of topics to cover, man. And I honestly don't know where to start. It's crazy, but I'm gonna just go for it. Go for what I know, right? Dr. Umar Johnson. Now, for those that have been tuning into the show, I covered Dr. Umar a couple times. One of the most recent lives that I did was talking about, his contradictions when it comes to black women and the lack of support that black women have from black men and how it's black men's fault. That they react the way they react and they feel the way that they feel, for sure. All right. And then we found him to be disrespecting a black woman because he was claiming that she allegedly robbed him financially or was attempting to rob him. Now, what makes this story interesting is the fact that now we fast forward a few weeks later and he has officially came out with a PSA regarding his situation with the school and his financial situation.
Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. This is your big brother, Dr. Umar Ifatunde Oguntade. This morning, I received a text message from one of my homies. He needed Dr. Umar to send him a couple dollars. I logged into my account just to check my balance because I haven't done so since I left for South Africa back on July 10th. Only to discover that I could not log into my account. So then I called the bank to find out what was going on. And the bank told me to enter my 16-digit card number. I did that. They told me they had no record of my account. The bank that I've been with since I was a teenager told me they had no record of my account. So then I called the bank. And the bank told me that my personal account, as well as the independent Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy account, have both been frozen. Both bank accounts have been frozen. And I was told that there is an investigation into my personal account as well as the school account. I asked them, was this due to suspicion of any fraud on my part? I was told that it was not due to suspicion of any fraud on my part, but I was told that it was due to suspicion of fraudulent activity. I was told that someone has been trying to gain access to my personal account and the FDMG account. I was told that someone has been trying to gain access to my personal account and the FDMG account. I was told that someone has been trying to gain access into my personal account and the FDMG account. Brothers and sisters, if you have sent a donation to FDMG, let's give it until the end of the month to see if this gets cleared up. I was told that the timeline of suspicious activity was June 25th to July the 10th. That's when Medea went public. Everybody knows who Medea is.
So the thing is he said he never asked for any money. He's not asking for anybody for any money, and he's never really been the type. However, in that same PSA, you can clearly see that he was asking for money. Now, the problem is with Umar and this situation is it's for many years, people have been questioning his integrity and his intent, if he's a scammer. One of my questions that I've asked myself, and I would definitely ask my co-hosts if they were available, would be, will the school ever open? Is he scamming? And do you believe he's truly pro-black? Now, I'm going to break all of these questions down that I've asked myself and that I'll even ask you guys. You guys can even give your opinion in the comment section. Is Dr. Umar, will his school ever open? Do you feel he's scamming people? And do you believe that he's truly, deep down in his heart and in his soul, if he's truly pro-black? Now, I'm going to break them down myself. You can share your thoughts in the comment section. Will I think the school open? At this point, I don't believe it will. Just from my own personal background, understanding how I've been in blue-collar work for a very, very, very long time. And I've came across different jobs, and I've met different people. I've had a lot of experiences, and just to break down, when it comes to the last thing he was saying was the floors. We're just waiting on the floors. Before that, it was certifications. Now, the certification aspect, me and Jelani did break that down in the Boss Talk episode, so go peep that. But as far as the work that needed to be done, as logical as it may sound at times, it doesn't take this long. Contractors, they're a dime a dozen. Are there terrible contractors out there? Yeah, for sure. That's why you get contractors insurance, or you get a contractor that has contractors insurance. So when things go wrong, you're getting your money back, or if they damage something, you're reimbursed. So do your homework on that. But when it comes to him saying, "Oh yeah, we got to get the floors done," I'm like, yeah, all right, bro, but you don't have. That is such a short amount of time task. It ain't even worth the announcement. So that's a red flag right there. I don't believe his school will open. I think he has gotten a lot of donations, and I just personally believe that he's mismanaged the funds. The other thing that makes it a red flag about Dr. Umar in this situation with this school is the fact that where are the other people? Just me being a independent artist doing music, I can officially say that I can do everything by myself. I can make beats. I can engineer. I can write my own songs. From writing the song to pressing record to exporting it, right? It's very challenging. So can I complete a project by myself? Absolutely. And there's and stay with me, people, because I'm going somewhere with this. Will it be better and a lot easier? And will I produce better music and things of that nature having a team? Yes, I believe in my heart that I can make a way better project with a team than by myself. I can admit that. I don't have that kind of ego. And the thing is when you look at something like a school, there's no way you're getting that done by yourself. You still need people to run it. You still need to have different people in certain positions that are vital to making sure that school opens and making sure that school stays open, and that you're following certain policies and procedures and state laws and county requirements and things of that nature. You only see Dr. Umar. You don't see Dr. Umar and like 5 other people or 6 other people. You don't ever see anyone else talking about this school but him. That's the other red flag. There's just certain things you cannot do by yourself. I don't care how many years you have. AI has not gotten that advanced yet. Now, you can do a lot of digital things. You can create a lot of things. But when it comes to certain things that need to be done in a establishment, you need numbers. And that's the one thing I've always seen missing when he talks about the school. It's only him. So because it's only you talking about the school, because it's only you promoting the school, because it's only you that's really, we could put a face to be affiliated with the school, then it's only you that's managing the money, Dr. Umar. So if that's the case, you've been mismanaging funds, and then now you've probably bit off more than what you could chew as far as in other people you're dealing with or certain business dealings you're having, and you're getting finessed. Just want to break down some of the points that he made in his video about freezing your accounts. I've seen a lot of people online saying, oh yeah, I've worked in banking. No, wouldn't happen. And nah, people, y'all have to remember that this can happen. I don't work in banking, yet I have banked since I was in junior high. Most of us have bank accounts. we've seen some crazy activity. There's been scenarios where you couldn't get access to your money, or something's deposited and they can see it on their end, but you can't see it. You guys know the crazy stuff banks do. So to put that on the dude and say that, no, that can't happen. Come on now. Is he probably lying? Hell yeah, he's probably lying. But an account getting frozen is not a lie. Well, let's give an example. Remember that billionaire producer, that was just getting way too big for people, and he was very controversial, and he would always do things to have his name in the media. Y'all know who I'm talking about. What's his name? Kanye West. That's Ye. He goes by Ye now. Yes, that was sarcasm that I was just doing. Do you guys remember when Ye went on his rampage about certain comments he was making about a certain group of people? And then overnight, he lost billions as far as in branding deals. And then he actually made the interview where he talked about how when he started spewing some of the things that he was saying online, that his accounts were frozen and he didn't have access to his money. Now, we know he had the money, right? We know he also, ironically, had the school too, right? Right. So it can happen. We can't just start negating facts because of the person that we dislike or the person that we know is a liar. So we know that can happen, but do we believe it happened to Umar? I don't. I mean, it's easy for Umar to prove stuff. It's easy for him to prove things with the school. And this is the other thing that I think is interesting. This is another reason why it's easy to believe that Umar could be lying about a lot of stuff. For starters, Umar has a very big following, right? He has a YouTube channel with thousands of subscribers. He has an Instagram page with over 1 million followers. Bro, you keep asking for donations, but you have the ability to content create and make your own money that could be going towards this alleged school. Why aren't you bringing in any social media money? We know you're bringing in interview money and you're getting donations. So it's just a lot of stuff right there. That's why I just don't believe the school will open. Is he scamming? Yes. To answer that question, I do believe he's scamming the black folks. He's a very intelligent brother. He kicks a lot of knowledge. He says a lot of pandering things to the sisters. The sisters just eat it up. He has a Derek Jackson style to him with how he panders to the sisters. And a lot of sisters that are just not equipped or not that sharp fall for him and fall for the stuff that he says. Now, I get it. There's some people that'll say right message, wrong messenger. But still, that messenger is very influential. That messenger will keep you searching for more messages. And then the more you do that, you start making excuses of why they made this mistake and that mistake because you like what they say. People do it all the time, especially a lot of women that are in unhealthy relationships and men as well. So why wouldn't we have that same type of mindset when it comes to something else that we know is wrong for us, but we continue to consume the content that they put out or be captivated with the type of choices that they're making or their personality, right? So, yes, I do believe he's scamming at this point. And this is coming from somebody that really was a fan of his content. Straight up. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see about Dr. Umar and what's to come. Right now, he's saying he accepts money through PayPal, not Cash App, and, hold off on sending money. I don't think it's a gang of people just sending money like that. I think black folks are really tired. When it comes to the scamming conversation, I think black folks are really tired because there's a lot of people out there that are trying to make the right decisions. You feel me? We're trying to make the right decisions. People invested in Umar. We know that for a fact. We know Umar has at least made $500,000 in donations and in whatever business ventures he's been involved with. So you have that. And then it's the same thing with the Jay Morrison dude, with the Tulsa project, the crowd fund. He finessed a whole bunch of black people. He already had a criminal background prior to that. And it's a lot of black people that are out of some money. There was one brother specifically that was one of the highest investors. He invested like 40 bands. And that was unfortunate. And I went back and forth with investing into that too. Me and the homie D Hustle talked about it. He was a little skeptical. And the first thing he brought up was dudes, past criminal background. And then I thought about the Vlad interview he did, where him and Vlad were going back and forth, and what's the best way to invest money. So it's unfortunate when you have guys like that, and it's very clear that Dr. Umar is pretty much on that same list of people, that you really want. There's a really good amount of black people out there that want to see things coming from people that look like us, like every other culture. And then what ends up happening is a lot of people invest into the wrong person. Now, I'm appreciative and blessed to say I've never invested in anything with Dr. Umar or Jay Morrison. But the point is that it's a lot of people, good people, hardworking people that want to support these individuals, and their agenda is to just get their money up and continue to sell you an idea, and you're paying for it. So just think about that. Do I believe he's truly pro-black? At this point, no. I don't care how much black knowledge you have. I don't care how much passion you speak in your voice. If you are not doing something somewhere in your community to help people, I don't see Dr. Umar cooking up no fish plates in the hood to give to people that don't have any food to eat. I'm not seeing a camera guy follow him and him just donating a whole bunch of stuff. Most of the content I see online of Dr. Umar now is a whole bunch of people poking holes in his story about what his intentions are and what he's been lying about. I don't see a whole lot of content. Even when he's speaking, I don't see him speaking and handing out stuff to people in need. Even drug dealers handing out turkeys and food and bicycles. And that's what's unfortunate. That's what's really unfortunate about a lot of black people that have camera time and a lot of exposure, is you see the hood dudes and D-boys who also destroy their own communities, at least contributing something to the community here and there, trying to keep the kid that goes to school every day away from the gang and drug activity. So, I mean, at least try to raise money to give to a single mom with 5 kids who's struggling or so. I never see any of that from the Jay Morrises or the Dr. Umars. So I think he knows a lot of black history. I think he knows how to press the right nerve in the black community. Maybe one point in time in his life, in his younger days, his intentions were to really be pro-black. But over time, like everything, he got exposed. This is one reason why I truly believe in my heart. Don't beat on your chest too hard, no matter what it is you believe or no matter how you live your life, because the minute the internet finds something to expose you, they will try their best to expose you. They will try to expose your organs. The internet does not let up. It's the one thing I hate about the internet, but the internet will try to turn you inside out if you brag too hard. If you come off too arrogant, if you come off too confident in what you're saying, but the results aren't keeping up with that confidence. It's the truth. So, we'll see in due time what happens, but it's not looking good for Dr. Umar. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about this, brother. And what do you think happened to where it sounds like he's really hard up for money and he really needs money with this crazy outlandish story? What do you guys think is really going on with Dr. Umar and why he's doing that? Leave your comments in the comment section. I would love to hear and see what you guys think. Seriously. Something else I want to get into while we're at it. Excuse me, I had to hit some water. One thing I wanted to get at too really quick was Barack Obama. Now, I'm a little on the late train with Barack Obama's statements that he made on his wife's podcast, Michelle Obama.
One of the most valuable things I learned as a guy was I had a gay professor in college at a time when openly gay folks still weren't out of line, who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or what have you, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this.
Yeah.
Right. So that, I think, is creating that community.
Here's my take before I get into it. I was really excited when Barack Obama was elected. Of course, I did vote for Obama. It was my first time that I ever voted because I just felt like vote never did nothing for us. But I voted for Obama. I like the fact that he did go through his term without the traditional scandals you'll hear about a president and all the BS you'll hear. The biggest scandal, in my opinion, still to this day, is him wearing a tan suit. Apparently, that was against the law to the American people. But, of course, I'll get people in my comment section or in our comment section talking about how, you know, this, that, and the other, and Democrats. And it's not even really about politics with me with this one with Barack Obama, because he's been influential in the black community for that reason of being the, you know, first black president, you know, first black family in the White House. That does mean something to our people, regardless what any racist or bigot thinks about that, and Sambo as well. The thing is that really triggered me about Obama, because a lot of things trigger people about Obama. He didn't do this for black folks, or he did this, or LGBTQ, all of this stuff. The thing that triggered me about this was because I listened to this segment. I didn't listen to the whole podcast, but I listened to this segment where he tried to explain the importance of young men having a gay male mentor, or just a gay mentor, I guess. But I think he was more so about a gay male mentor. Here's the issue I have with the way he made the statement, because I want to be specific about this, because I know the internet is a weird place when it comes to opinions and beliefs, right? When the former president said that he, you know, would encourage that because, you know, you can gain better understanding of, you know, this group of people that gets ostracized a lot. His other point was just, you know, you might want to have somebody like that in your circle, because you might have somebody else that's feeling this way and they have somebody they can talk to, and this, that, and the third. That's just not realistic. It really did feel like this time. If there was any other time that I mean, of course, there's been other times where people felt like he was trying to push an agenda, but this right here really, really felt like a time where you're really pushing a hard line with an agenda. And the reason why I believe this is because nobody has this conversation about any other type of friend you should have in your circle. Nobody makes it a point to go out of their way and say, hey, make sure you're friends with a black man or a black woman. You know, no matter the race you are, you should have a black friend and a black male friend and a black woman friend, so you can understand black recipes, black comedy, black rap. You're not going to hear that. You just don't. Nobody is actually promoting having any of these type of friends. Now, I will be transparent, all right? And it may come off funny, but you do hear about a lot of people saying you need to make sure you have a white friend or some white friends. I mean, you hear comedians talk about it. But the logic behind that, which is unfortunate, is a lot of high positions in corporate or different industries are held by white people, white men. A lot of decent businesses and certain things that you wouldn't see on the surface that could help you are controlled and gate-kept by white men or white people. So you probably would want a white friend or some white people in your life at this time or during these times for those reasons. But even that, you don't even really have to promote that point or that narrative. You kind of just, what do we call it, an unwritten rule or a unwritten understanding? That's where that comes from. Nobody really has to say that you need that. There are people that will say that, but you don't have to say that. It's just common. It's just as common as any other options you have in life. So that's why you won't hear them promoting that. So it just felt like there was a type of point or agenda that you're trying to push for whatever reason you're trying to push it. Obama, I don't know. But I did notice that he gave his story, obviously saying that he had a gay professor that taught him a thing or two. Well, to keep it a bean, I don't think you have to be anything to necessarily be taught something. I think you have to be certain things to be able to relate to something. There's a difference. And I think that's where the former president got wrong. I'll give you an example. There are a handful of white people that know a great deal of black history, even better than some black people that claim to be pro-black, Umar. There are a lot of people that dedicate their life to different conversations and topics to where they can teach you and help you understand certain continuity of things. So this notion that we should have something, what are you really explaining to men? Not just black men, not just the impact you have on black men or young black men or black boys, but men in general, because there's a lot of men out here that feel like masculinity is being attacked. And I kind of see where they're coming from, but I don't really consume that type of content too much. I just try to do my thing and help me and my team do our thing over here. But what is the significance of that? What are you really saying to fathers and men? Former president? Well, like, seriously. Men today have to deal with from what I do know, the negativity, the new names that are named on men for natural behaviors or taught behaviors like narcissism and gaslighting. And yes, there is some form of an attack on masculinity in certain areas where I can see it myself, but men are already dealing with that. The unemployment rate, the cost of living, the demand to provide a certain lifestyle for women and children with sacrificing your mental, your physical, all of these different things. And then you want to go and say, oh yeah, and on top of that, make sure you teach your young sons, nieces and nephews, whoever you're raising or help raising, that they should have this type of person in their life so that there's a better understanding of something that you have a choice to live your lifestyle with. That's crazy, man. There's so many different points. The other thing that I feel like Barack Obama dropped the ball on with this conversation was the different types of things you could have promoted, the different types of statistics you could have helped. You could have said some positive statistics for men or young black men. You could have said some positive things about certain industries where men or young black men could capitalize off of or make a lot of money off of. You took a anecdotal experience and said, this is why you guys should seek this type of counsel or this type of mentorship. You really dropped the ball on that one. You'll hardly even hear women telling men, especially women in a relationship, telling men they should have female friends so that they can understand their wives better or their mothers better or their daughters better or however you want to spin it, because women are very territorial about their man. The point that I am making is you don't just hear people telling you on a regular basis what type of people you should have as a friend as far as in you understanding a group of people. Usually, you tell people to find the type of friends that are aligned with what you believe in, that will truly support you and encourage you, and that won't deceive you or turn their back on you. Those are usually the type of people you encourage people to go after. I mean, you even use some of those same characteristics and understanding when it comes to finding somebody to be with. So that sounds more natural. But to be that specific on what type of mentor a young man should have, it's irresponsible. I'll say that about the former president. I don't have nothing personal against Barack Obama. I still think there's a lot of great qualities and great things that he's done that aren't getting highlighted as well. But we got to call people up to the front of the congregation to have a real conversation. You know what I'm saying? Even when it's people that we respect and like. And Barack Obama is somebody that I respect and I still like as far as in, you know, what he stands for in a lot of different things. But, bro, that's irresponsible of you to do that because of your influence, because of your impact. Something like that, I don't think is more important than telling men how important it is to marry, you know, somebody and then have children. to not create broken homes, not contribute. I'm not going to say create, contribute, because I do think man and woman create broken homes when they do the things they do with children. So don't contribute to creating broken homes. Don't get overwhelmed with thinking that you're not worth it or that you're not talented enough, even though the world is against you, sometimes just for your skin color. Those are the things that you could have took your influence in that platform and to say and to promote, not that. Because I'm going to tell you right now, when it comes to promo with the Alphabet Gang, when it comes to promo, they on Super Bowl level with the type of promo they've been getting over the past decade. And I think everybody can agree on that. They don't need your help. They don't. But I'll tell you who does need your help, your people. I'll tell you who does need your help, men. We need better influence. We need better influential people and influence in all groups when it comes to men and masculinity. That's what you could do. That's what I think would be important. So, you know, I don't get that one. Should we counsel Obama? To some people, he already is. Because of this, no. People misspeak, make mistakes, say things that we disagree with. And I think that's another thing that I really hope. I hope that just completely disappears and vanishes, just burns away, is canceling somebody for what they believe or what they stand on that's not aligned with you. It's not all, and I don't mean like somebody that's racist. Like, even in those cases, that could be debatable depending on who you're talking to, right? But this whole notion that you made this one huge mistake and that it should be all over for you, your whole livelihood should fall apart. Now, I know damn well everybody doesn't agree with that type of behavior. And the reason why is because just for people, everyday working people, blue collar, white collar, pink collar, whatever it is that you do for work, if somebody took your degree away because of something negative that you said, or despite how hard you worked for that degree, that would be a terrible thing, but that would be unfair. If somebody repoed your car because you didn't like the group of people that owned the company that made your car, that would be against the law, but that would be crazy. That would be cold. You have freedom of choice to never support that person again, and everyone else that feels that way. I mean, we could label that as cancel culture, but some things just be getting out of hand. Now, do I believe that certain people should be removed from their professional job if they're racist or sexist or hell, in some cases, even homophobic or whatever phobia that involves that group? Yeah, because certain jobs are required to make sure people are safe, or saving lives, or people consuming things like food or whatever they can. Yeah, for sure. But that's a whole nother conversation. Do better, Obama. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna mirror the words of my brother, my co-host, Jelani. Do better. Just do better, man. We all say crazy things, but just do better. We got a little bit of time left, man. Couple things I want to talk about. This one is real quick. I don't want to stay on this too much. This thing with Jay-Z's son, man. My bad. The man that is allegedly claiming to be Jay-Z's son. To our knowledge, for sure, we only know Jay-Z has one son and two daughters. But I think this whole situation is crazy. This dude is really adamant on it. But I brought it up because there's been some misunderstanding on the internet. There's people saying that the case was dropped, and you know, from what you've been seeing or what you've seen on the internet, you know, he came out and explained that he hadn't quit. He still is pursuing things, but there's some things happening behind closed doors. Obviously, he can't say when you're dealing with a case.
Just run away with no money or nothing like that. So no, that's not what it is. But as I said before, y'all, just keep your eyes open. This is bigger than me. This was never just about me. I'm trying to change things for the world, honestly, for the future. We need this to be changed. We don't need to continue to go in these courtrooms and don't get fair due process, and everybody don't get discoveries, and you just get treated unfairly. So it's just like, I'm standing on business, and I will continue to fight. So please don't think just because y'all seen that withdrawal is over. It's not over, y'all. Continue to fight with me. Continue to support me. I will support y'all. I love all y'all. And let's just keep moving forward. Let's just do that. That's all we can do, right? Can't sit there and dwell on nothing. As y'all said, I got a family. I got to take care of my family. I'm grown. That's what I do. So it's like, I don't sit there and complain about too much. Try not to complain at all. But what I'm saying is I really appreciate all y'all love and support, and it's not over.
To where they had to switch some stuff up. And this dude has apparently been consistent. So it'd be very interesting if, there is a paternity to come up, if Jay-Z decides to do one and he ends up not being Jay-Z's son. That would be the worst time spent for 20 years or over 20 years. I'll tell you that right now. So that would be, I don't know, if I was in that scenario, I'd be very, very nervous on what could possibly happen that could be detrimental to my mental at that point. What do you guys think, though? Let me know. Do you guys think that this dude is just really believing too much of what his mother said? Because I know there's some things that float around there. For those that don't really know the story, I forget what the dude's name is. Let me see if I can pull up. What is his name? If I could pull up his name right here in my notes on my iPad, it's kind of taking a minute. Give you this backstory real quick on who this young man. Hold up. Nah, that's not gonna work. That's not the video it's just supposed to be. Let me see. So I think the young man's name is like Ramir something. He has kind of a unique name, but apparently him and his mom, Ramir Satterthwaite, that's how you say his name. Forgive me. Him and his mom, for over 20 years, his mom passed away. Had these claims that Jay-Z was his father. She messed with him when she was only 16. And I think that's where things get a little funky about whether you claim or deny something like that, because obviously that would mean he would be dealing with somebody underage, which doesn't look good because he already had accusations that were dropped about him dealing with somebody underage. Well, in that story, that was for the charges that were dropped. That obviously was a lie after they started putting things together and after the father, I think, spoke out. The whole situation with this alleged son is just one of those things where it kind of fuels that controversy and the claims about this, Jay-Z's accusations he's had against him. I don't want to harp on that too much because I have my own opinion, but that's what's being said. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Dude said that they're not dropping anything. They're just, dealing with some things that are happening behind the scenes. What do you guys think? I personally am going to go against the grain and say I think it's not his son. Because if it isn't, man. But if it is, that'll be wild too. One of the things that I thought about too for myself is like, if something like that happened to me, would I take a paternity test? Okay, let's just do a hypothetical here. If there was this random female, right, that I dealt with eons ago, and I knew that I dealt with her, I probably would get the test done just to get ahead of it. If I knew deep down inside I really dealt with somebody, and I just like, damn, and I didn't know that people were going to find out that was, one time in this country when I was just there trying the coffee, and then that happened. I would have to do it, because for my own mental, I wouldn't want to be in a position where I'm forced, and then now I'm looking bad. I think I would do that, because if it doesn't, then you could play it cool and be like, man, I knew the whole time, but I just wanted the people to shut up. I've never seen this person before. Then you can lie. If you do it that way, if you take the test and then you say no comment, I don't even want to talk about this. I'm just going to get this test taken because I'm tired of people putting stuff on my name. There's ways where you can lie without lying. And then you go take the test, and as soon as they say you're not the father, then you could come out and be like, yeah, I've never seen this person before. I don't know why they lie. I'm actually going to sue for defamation. That's just me. This is a hypothetical. It ain't going to happen. I don't have no crazy kids running out there. I got my own wife. I got my own kids. But I'm just saying, if I had to be a little slide dog in that situation, that's probably how I would move. Now, if they weren't true, and I knew that they weren't true, and I knew I never seen this person before, would I still take a paternity? Nope, I wouldn't do it. I would not do it. I would be forced. If I knew that I did not do something, I am not going to go out of my way to try to prove to the world, who knows nothing about my plight or my family, only what the media says. I'm not proving nothing to anyone. Anyone. I know that I'm innocent. If I know that I'm innocent, you're going to have to force me. And then when they force me and I do it and it's negative, I'm suing you and your ancestors. I'm suing your neighbors for living next to you. I'm suing your friends. I don't care if you were friends in the fourth. I'm suing everyone. I'm going to sue everyone. I'm going to talk to a psychologist and a good lawyer on how many things affected me. I'm suing everyone. I'm suing the electrical people that gave you electricity. I'm suing the people that told you to sue me. All right? Everybody's getting sued. Sue myself for getting mad at suing you. I'm just talking crazy. Anyways, everybody is getting sued. I hope the truth does come out, and however it needs to come out. But man, if you are wrong, brother, man, if you are wrong, you wasted 20 years. How much money could he have made if he had to just put some investment? Anyways, that's for a boss talk, I guess. Anyways, moving along, before we get up out of here, I got to talk about something that's been a really hot topic. Let me get a sip of this water before I get started. Okay. This T app is going crazy. And come to find out now, because of the internet and TikTok, you got women out here crying. You got people getting threatened. You got hoax stories saying that people are unaliving themselves because of something that was found out about them on the T app, or they were exposed on the T app. Apparently this T app, the T app, is a app for women to post someone's picture. You cannot use their real name. You have to use aliases or maybe even an IG. And you post this person to see if there are other women that are dealing with this person before you move forward. It's supposed to be a protection app.
I'm on the T app? I'm just seeing you on the T app. Nay, I will sue you for defamation of character. No, you did not. No. You ain't got to mute her, cuz. You ain't got to mute her, folks. She good, but I'm just saying.
I got me on the T app, but I don't talk. I got me on the T app.
Wait, see who on the T app? Who?
You ain't see me on no T page, nothing like.
It's crazy how fast the T app became the #1 app in the App Store, but they're already on the decline because they've recently had a data breach where ladies' information have been made public. So some of the raggedy men are celebrating that. That's what you get for trying to warn other women about me. They're never beating the copycat allegations because everything women do, they have to have a counter for it. Introducing Boxscore, a man-only app where users anonymously share info and warnings about women to spot red flags and feedback. They can't stand the idea of women warning other women about some of their toxic behavior. Married men on dating apps, or men who abuse women, or assault women, or like all of these negative things that women genuinely need to know about. I hate the idea of women-only spaces. If you're ever looking for a man, you'll find him in a woman's comment section. You'll find them bothering a woman on a solo date, or crashing a group of women's girls' night out, or asking why they can't get into the women's only club, or the women's only gym. They want to copy women's every move, but they can't decenter women like we decenter men. But to be fair, I know there are more than one bitter or scorned woman who is willing to use that app and weaponize it against an innocent man, and that is wrong. When you have a handful of people saying the same thing about the same person, everybody ain't lying.
The T app was designed to expose men, but it's exposing y'all women. It's showing just how dirty and nasty the men that y'all have been dealing with are. Y'all get online with these high standards that you don't have in real life, which is what I always say. You can't believe what they're saying. You got to watch what they're doing. They can tell you all day what they won't do, but that app is showing you what they will do. Y'all are showing just how low vibrational the men that y'all have to pick from are. You can't sit up and say that you got all these options yet. These are the men that you're picking. The truth is, that's all you got to pick from. You have a bunch of group of nasty, terrible men to choose from, and you're just trying to find the best out of the worst. But all of them are horrible. Everything that you have to choose from is horrible because of how you are as a woman. You carry yourself in a way that there's a very specific type of man who would find you attractive. And that small group of men is who y'all are choosing from. And that's why y'all are sharing the same men. Because out of that small group of men that y'all are all picking from, y'all are trying to find the best looking one, the one who appear to seem like he got some money, even though he usually don't end up having no money. Y'all are all picking and filtering through that small group of disgusting, nasty pookies, right? And no matter what you get online and say about how you want rich men, you ain't even in proximity to rich men. Rich men don't even see you on their radar when you walk by, right? Because nothing about who you are and how you carry yourself would pick up on the radar of a man who got any class about himself, right? Only pookies find you desirable. And that's the reason why y'all are all sharing the same pookies. That's the reason why y'all all sharing the same pookies. It don't matter what y'all get on that app and expose regarding these men, how terrible they done treated you, what STDs they done gave you, how many babies they done had and left. There still will be a line of women ready to give that man a shot to see whether or not she can get better results than you got. So you can never really expose men because there's always going to be women who are willing to test it out for themselves and still see whether or not the stuff the previous women said is actually true.
And there's supposed to be certain rules and etiquette. Apparently, nobody is following the rules. Apparently, there are people on the app. There are celebrities on the app. Trey Songz. There are celebrities on the app, and women are exposing. But what happened, because a lot of women thought this was funny, a lot of women were exposing men's personal business. Now, I will say this. There were some men that were on this app that has done nothing, that aren't doing anything. It could be an ex from X amount of years ago that really just despises this dude. So now people are just believing. I mean, people already believe everything on social media. But now you have an app and people are just believing everything about people on there. I know somebody's brother that isn't even that type of guy, barely goes out or does anything, was posted on there. You know, and they felt like they were the blame for it because of whatever beef they had. But no. Now that right there, that's unfortunate, but this is the internet. Let me say this. Let me go on a tangent real quick about this and we'll get back on the T app. Be careful what you post. I really mean that. If you want to post like your friends and family and stuff like that, make a whole other page with just friends and family following it and post your family there. I wouldn't even recommend posting your children or your significant other if you're in that realm. But if you are going to do it, I would try to do it in a very tight-knit private community because people are weirdos out there. There are weirdos that have pictures of your children in their phone and on their computer. There are weirdos that have your wife. There are weirdos that have your husband. There are weirdos out there. People getting doxxed, all of that. There are weirdos out there. So just be careful how you move. Back to the T app. So this T app was a very funny thing for a lot of women. It was basically Bad Girls Club baddies mixed in with love and hip hop with a little drizzle of Real Housewives of Potomac and Atlanta mixed in with a little bit of dirty hip hop and a little bit of porn. Yes, that's what the T app sounds like to me. A very nasty cup of tea, right? The tea with Folgers in it. That's how it tastes. It's nasty. But here's the point. The point is they create this T app. Women thought it was fun and games until men started getting upset. And then women started getting upset because women, y'all do each other dirtier than anybody that does y'all. They started posting other women on the app. So what did that do? That also added to the flame of now men coming out with apps, multiple apps exposing women. But you know what? The men took it up an extra notch because y'all wanted to run y'all mouth and talk. Now these dudes are posting your nudes and videos. This is why sometimes it's good to shut up. Yes, could that be considered revenge porn? Yeah, it can. But guess what? Let's go back to the ladies. Some of these ladies expose dudes that have a lot of money. If they find out about it or they find out it was you, now they can lawyer up and you can be sued for defamation. And judging by the fact that you guys are exposing men with money, it sounds like you guys don't have any, nor will you have money for a lawyer. Y'all have to think the internet only protects your location and identity when you want to troll people and you want to do things from different pages and different aliases. It does not protect you from lawyers. It does not protect you from getting caught. People can still pull up your IP address to find your address. Stop playing on the internet, man. Stop posting your business and posting other people's business on the internet. There's women out here getting mad at women because they're using the app wrong. And now get married and go hide away in the woods somewhere. Find you a significant other and just stay off of the internet when it comes to your personal life. Stop trying to be discreet too. With posting dinners with your hand and another person's hand that we know is the opposite sex of you to try to flex. The best flexing is flexing in pride. Why are you flexing anyway? Is it a flex when your coworker, right? Check this out. Do you ever flex for you guys that have 9 to 5s? Your check to your coworker, look how much I made. I bet you ain't make this much. Probably not, because you guys are probably making the same or made the same. Do you pull up to somebody that has the exact same car as you and flex? No, because they have what you have. Flex culture is only to flex on people that don't have what you have, which is kind of sick because there's a lot of people out here that don't have food. There's a lot of people that are out here that don't have the greatest health. Do you go flex on somebody that has a poor health condition and you have a great one? So you're only flexing on people. Stop putting your business out there because it's just a flex. Now, it's okay to celebrate. It's okay to share, look at this accomplishment, or look at something I created or something that I've done that I'm really proud of. That's cool, but you know what I'm talking about. Stop flexing. And the reason why I'm saying that is because when you do flex, you become a target. You become a target to people that want to leech off you, and you become a target to people that hate you because you have what they don't have. Now you have this app, which I think it's the same thing. You're just flexing. You just want to expose. Like when a guy is exposed by a woman, right? And then another woman comes and says, well, yeah, I was dealing with him. You didn't have to put your business out there like that, but you flex. You wanted it to be known that you're in the same scenario and that you did this. And then now you guys are trading stories and you're competing on whose story is better about the person that did y'all both of y'all dirty. So you really is just two clowns figuring out whose nose goes off the loudest at that point. Both of you are clowns. And then these same women that'll expose this dude and talk about this dude and clown this dude, because this T app is crazy. They got red flags on there, and then they'll tell their testimony about the guy. So you'll have 9 women. Men will not do that. Men do not want to know that they were number 35 to number 34 on the list of how many women or how many dudes this woman or these women were messing with. No dude is doing that. Dudes are very territorial, and dudes don't even want to know. All right? Now you have some dudes that enjoy that pass around life, that rock star rapper lifestyle, that tour lifestyle. But most men don't want to know that they've been sharing and all of this other stuff. Ain't no dude popping up to that girl's house talking about, oh yeah, so Ronnie just left? Okay, cool. It's my turn. No, they don't want to know that. They probably believe that it happens behind their back or whatever they side piece is doing. They ain't the only one, but they don't want to know in detail. They don't want to witness it. So that's weird that a lot of women do that. Ain't no dudes just sitting back sharing videos. Oh, you got that one over? This is what I got over. Like, we don't want to do that. But now what happened is these dudes got mad and said, okay, they want to expose us like they're angels and we're devils. All right, we're going to expose what you be doing on demon time. It's a bad look. Just find you. Listen, if you gonna have your little sneak, what y'all call it, sneaky links and stuff like that, just shut the hell up. Don't even tell your best friends. Don't even tell your blood brother or blood sister when y'all out here doing what y'all do. It makes your situation a whole lot easier. Now, why is a married man telling you guys how to just shut the hell up and live your life despite how you live it? Because that's what I do. It's not a strategy. It's just what makes sense. If you want to protect your situation, you don't tell everybody about it. Now, look, the T app done turned into Kool-Aid without enough sugar, then turned into Jägermeister, apple pucker. That's what this tea app done turned into. Whatever nasty beverage you can sip. Who's benefiting off of it? Obviously, the people that created it. Y'all are weird, man. Brothers, be careful how you move. If you moving dirty, stop, clean up. If you're moving shady, just bring it to the light. The truth will set you free. But to y'all ladies out there, good luck. I have no advice because it was all fun and games when y'all was dragging dudes and putting people on there that probably shouldn't have been on there. Y'all know how the app was supposed to be used. Now you're being targeted. Now dudes are making apps and exposing you because you was doing videos and you was doing photos. And man, fly straight. Get off the internet with your business. Get off the internet with your business. Now, to the ladies out there that don't deserve to be exposed, take the steps you need to take legal action. And to you brothers out there, you do the same. But, man, be careful on this internet. Don't be sending photos and videos of yourself if you don't want the internet to see it. Stop exposing yourself and then crying victim later. Just be quiet. If it's somebody that's shady on the app, stop dealing with them. You ain't got to expose business out there. Y'all doing a lot of things to get yourself in situations you don't want to be in, and that's gonna be hard for you to climb out of. But to keep it G, I definitely want to know what y'all think. Ladies, let me know what you think about this T app. Fellas, what do you think? Do y'all think social media is out of control at this point with stuff like that? I've been saying this. I've been feeling this way. I remember when the grid was just when YouTube and Facebook were new. I remember those days. But let me know what you think. Is this the internet has it reached this peak of out of controlness, or do we have more? I mean, what would you do? Is there anybody that's on the T app? I would love to know. If anybody has been on the T app for the wrong reason, that ain't even you, please leave your comment. If you've ever been exposed on an app, period, please tell me a story. Leave your comment. I want to know what happened. For real. And I don't even you know what? I might even do a segment on this thing where I actually interview people, that got exposed. I might do it on my live. Please tell me a story. For real, I would love to know about that because this is crazy. If you ever been outed on the internet for something you did or something you didn't do, I would love to hear the stories because this stuff is crazy. Have you ever had somebody air you out? For real? It's something else, man. I got to tell you, this is definitely something else. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I really do. Not just me, but my co-host. We really do appreciate it here at the Notion Podcast. We are going to get out of here. You know what I'm saying? I might go live tonight. I haven't made the banner yet, but I'm thinking about it. Anyways, you've been tuning in to the Notion Podcast. This is your host, Dizzy D Spill, with another Fire Outlawed Opinions episode. You know where to find us. Like, subscribe, leave comments, turn your notifications on at the bell if you are subscribing on YouTube. However you follow us, let us know where you at, where you from, and what you would like to see more from the Notion Podcast. I'm finna go ahead and I'm finna get out of here. Thanks for rocking with us. Until next time, peace.